Hello, welcome to today's lesson. We are going to go through some Qigong exercises for chronic neck and shoulder issues, upper back. We're even going to get into some lower back, but mainly the neck and the shoulders. So many people have issues, ongoing chronic tension. I personally have struggled with this for many, many years, and it turns out these Qigong practices allow us to essentially do what a chiropractor or a massage therapist or a physical therapist, any kind of manual work, what this is teaching us to do is to do it for ourselves, not necessarily massaging our neck and our shoulders, although we do have some Qigong exercises which I'll teach in other videos, but this is doing it from the inside out, creating space in the joints, in the structures of the neck and shoulders, and trying to tease out the soft connective tissues, the fascia in those areas to let things settle and relax a little bit. So that's what we're going to be going over today. So if you're someone who's struggled with chronic neck and shoulder issues, this is going to be a routine that you can engage in morning, afternoon, and night. The more you do it, the more your neck and your shoulders will start to let go ongoing, and people have reported back that they feel taller. You know, they feel so much more relaxed, and this is something that most people can relate to. So go ahead and get ready, and we'll begin in a moment. And if this is something that you have been struggling for a while and you find this helpful, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. My mission is to promote these amazing arts to as many people as humanly possible because they so radically changed my life and so many people that I work with. And so the only way to get this stuff out with all these algorithms is for you guys to share, comment, and like. So take a moment. We're going to get into our Wu Ji stance, which is a very neutral position. Okay. Feet are under the hips. We want to try to get the feet to face forward. And it's almost as if we're about to sit down on a high stool. So if you straighten your legs and then slightly imagine you're about to sit down on that stool, the knees will bend, the butt's not sticking out, the hips are not tucking under. We're in a nice neutral position. And you may want to play around with your ranges of motion here to really get a sense of where you're at. Most people are locked up in their low back. They don't realize it, but they're sticking their butt out all day. All of this stuff is totally compressed. So through awareness and reminding yourself ongoing, we break the cycle. So anytime that I move around, guys, I want you to remain in the position or moving through the exercises that we're going through. I'm moving around a lot. I'm animated and I need to teach. But you guys are here to engage in the practice. And we're trying to create a quality in the inside of the body, which requires a follow-through along this lesson. Okay? So the knees are slightly bent. At the same time, it feels like we're straightening the knees on the inside of the body. The butt is nice and relaxed. Low back is open. Upper back extends up through the crown of the head. Chin is slightly tucked. The shoulders are relaxed and let go. It should feel as though you're holding onto dumbbells, which are drawing your arms down towards the ground. Okay, and you're going through these alignments constantly in our head, and we're bringing our awareness to about three fingers below the belly button is the area called Dantian, and this is the elixir field, or this is really, without getting into all of the Chinese jargon and the technical words, which is important, but this is the space that we really want to cultivate a relationship with and eventually bring our breath down into that space to meet our mind intention. So it's in the body, 3 fingers below the belly button. And we want to hold our awareness there as we're learning these new movements, because we want to watch the breath come in, fill that space, and let go. And leave that space in a nice, even, soft, long, drawn out breath that's natural and not forced. And let the shoulders and the neck go completely. We're going to begin by bending the knees. We're going to go through a few what we call cleansing breaths, where the knees straighten slightly as the arms come up, and then the knees sink as the arms come down. We're going to inhale as the body rises up, and we exhale as they sink down. Now, this is the first place we're starting with the neck and the shoulders. Everything moves. When one thing moves, everything moves. And as we rise up, the arms come up. We're not shrugging the shoulders up here. The shoulders remain dropped. The neck is relaxed. As the body sinks and the arms sink, something counters that internally and rises up through the crown of the head. We go one more. Inhaling and exhaling, and we're going to level out at our nice neutral Wuji position. Knees are just slightly bent. Okay? We're going to bring our hands on our hips. No pain, lots of gain, guys. So you should not feel any pain in any of these exercises. And if you do feel any pain in any of these exercises, you back off. So this right here, if you're injured, and there's some sirens here in beautiful New York City. If you're injured and this is already creating tension, you need to modify to your own ability. So your hands might be down here, they might just be to the sides, okay? We're gonna bring our hands to the hips. If you can do it, if not, modify it to your own ability, your own comfort. No pain, lots of gain. We're gonna inhale. We're gonna look over one shoulder. Exhale through the nose, back to center. Inhale through the nose. Exhale back to center. We're going to inhale, we're going to look up. Exhale back to center. Inhale, look down. Exhale back to center. Shoulders are relaxed. Inhale. Now there's a sense as you go through this, again, don't stop as I talk. Number one, we're trying to harmonize the inhale with the movement and the rotation. So we don't want to finish the inhale and still have room to go with the head, and we don't want to finish the exhale and still have room to come back to center. We're trying to line up the movement of the body with the breath. This is not easy in the beginning. So I'm trying to relax my neck as much as possible. It almost feels, and keep going, like the entire spine is what's turning the head for me. Which may sound wild in the beginning, but once you start to wake up certain areas in your body that you may not have acknowledged before, you'll start to feel, oh my God, I kind of feel stuff going on in my low back moving as I'm turning my head. So when one thing moves, everything moves. Inhaling and exhaling. You'll also notice the chest in this exercise is almost like it's being released, like a buoy floating up to the surface of the water as we inhale. So the breath is still, I'm trying to get my breath to settle down in my belly, but I'm feeling like a lifting happening in the entire chest and upper back cavity. Do one more. Nice, even breaths Eyes look back and down over the shoulder. We maintain an extension through the crown as we look up. We're not putting a kink in the neck here. So this is elongated like we're being drawn by a string. Same as when we come back. Now same here, that string is still lifting the spine, so it's almost like my head is coming over something, rather than just collapsing my entire neck. All right, we're gonna let that come to a rest. Now we're gonna go into shoulder rotations. So we're going to grab, and you can grab right under your armpit, the pec muscle, this big muscle right here under your armpit, and I'm clamping down. I'm using my hands like this right under. So I'm grabbing these muscles, and then I'm letting my arm hang here, okay? Back in our Wu Ji, this guy moves first, then the rest of the body. So I'm going to rotate to draw my arm forward. I'm just going to pause here for a second. You can see these ribs are forward, but this hip is not rotated. So if I had flashlights on my hips, they'd be facing forward the whole time. But my torso, my waist, and my ribs move forward slightly. I continue up here. We'll pause here for a moment. Now, again, the shoulder is dropped. We don't want to hike the shoulder up here. There's muscles that we don't need to use to achieve this movement. You can see my arm is rotated a bit. I don't know if it's cut off in the video. It might be. But basically, my hand is open, fingers up, slight bend in my elbow. I'm going to rotate. I will pause again. You'll notice my arm is rotated slightly. This hip is not back. This hip is forward. And I'm going within my own range of motion. We'll go one more, palm facing down, shoulders relaxed, and then scooping back up. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. You're going at your own pace. When one thing moves, everything moves. So this is a harmony of movement. We're relaxing the shoulder and the neck the whole time. I'm trying to keep my chin forward. This musculature is dropped, and that's part of the reason why our hand is there, sensing and feeling the ribs opening and closing. Now again, I'm going to face this way for a moment. If you have issues with your shoulder and your neck, and this is painful, yours might look like this. We all have to start somewhere. And the idea here is we're trying to get the shoulder girdle, basically everything within this whole complex, to let go and gain the support of the rest of the body to achieve the movement. And that's going to be universal. Okay, I'm going to switch directions. I'm going to rotate to the rear. This hip is not pulled back. This hip is still forward. I continue to rotate as I inhale. Shoulders relaxed. Palm is now starting to rotate. Shoulders dropped. Inhaling and exhaling. We don't want to ever hold the breath. We consider that one of the 3 harms, holding the breath. So if you feel like you can't breathe in these patterns that I'm describing, inhaling as the arm lifts, exhaling as the arm sinks, then you just continue to breathe whatever feels natural to you. You don't want to hold the breath. Okay? We're going to go the other side, inhaling. And we're going to go through all these exercises again. I'm just instructing you now, and then we'll go through them in a more fluid manner later. We're noticing the hip. You're pausing along the trajectory of the movement. My head is forward. My knees are not locked. They're seated, internally extending. And you can see We're rotating around the center line of the body. Inhaling and exhaling. Again, from the side. You can see the arm is constantly rotating. So it's outwardly rotating as we come up. It reaches the apex. I'm just moving so you can see. And then it rotates back the best we can. But it's not the arm that's doing it, guys. We want the entire body to be creating that rotation for us. That's what we're trying to engage in here. Inhaling and exhaling. We'll switch directions. I'll turn around. As something rises up, something sinks and roots us down. As the arm rotates in one direction, can you feel the counter rotation in the other direction? All right, we'll let that go. Back into our Wu Ji. No pain, lots of gain. No pain, lots of gain. All right? So this is going to be the last exercise for today because I don't want these to be too long. So I'm still getting used to the timing of it all. We're going to lean forward slightly. Everything remains the same. The shoulders are totally let go. We're going to shrug up. Inhale, the shoulders come over the top and back down. It's shoulder roll. So we're leaning forward, inhaling, and exhaling. We're keeping our tailbone sinking and the head lifting towards the ceiling, chin tucked. Nice and easy, guys. No pain, lots of gain. The goal here is we're trying to create this round movement with the shoulders. What I end up seeing a lot of is this looks great. People tend to lean too far. We don't have to lean that far. I know the stretch feels good, but we're going 70% here, guys. We never go 100% with Qigong. What ends up happening is a lot of people will start here and then they'll just stand straight up and go back with their shoulders. We want this front side of the circle over the top, down the back, underneath, scooping under, and beginning again. Hope you can see that. This is kind of the main, this is kind of the place I'm feeling a tug. I mean, I'm feeling a tug all the way down into my butt, but for you, if you're just getting started and you have a tremendous amount of tension in your shoulders, this is soft, guys. Connecting the inhale with the movement, exhale with settling and back again from this side. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, and then we'll come back to neutral. Shoulder blades are going to come together, not forcefully, gently up and over the top, like we're pouring glass out of water out of a pitcher. Inhale and exhale. Scooping under with the shoulders. Back, up the back, over the top, down the front. Now there might be one direction that you need to focus on more than the other. This is a self-regulating practice, so you need to determine that for yourself. If you want more hand-holding, someone to take a look at you, hit the link somewhere on this video, and we do private coaching. I do private coaching. I have a team. But over time, ultimately, the goal is to give this to you as a tool for you to use for yourself. Inhaling and exhaling. And we'll let that go. We're going to come back into our Wu Ji. So gather yourself for a moment. We're going to go through the same exercises in a series. We're going to do only a few repetitions of each exercise so you can see what it's like if you were going to go through this by yourself. When you wake up before you brush your teeth, after lunch, you go for a little walk and take 5 minutes and go through these, and at night before bed, and you will definitely see tremendous changes in the quality of your body. So we're going to begin, hands on the hips if that's comfortable, inhaling, exhaling. Relax the neck and shoulders. You're hunting around in your whole body to see if you can feel the connection. How when one thing moves, everything moves. Awareness is in your low belly. Your low back is dropped and relaxed. No pain, lots of gain. Okay, we're going to go into some shoulder rotation, inhaling and exhaling. Switching directions. The belly is the driver. The low back. Really, it's what we call the yow, coming out of the small of the low back, wrapping around the waist. And that is sort of the engine, change arms, that drives the movements. Over time, it's what drives everything throughout your life. What I mean by that is just naturally you'll start to move from that place of strength and stability. Knees are bent. You're not locking your knees, guys. Head is lifted towards the ceiling. Tailbone sinks. I'm going to go into shoulder roll. And I'll turn around so you can see me from the back. Remember, looking for big round circles, gentle, neck is soft, and we're going to switch directions. Yours might look like this. It might look very modified. I encourage you to do this in front of a camera or a mirror so you can watch yourself. Because certain places you may not feel just yet, and then we'll finish with some cleansing breath, rising and sinking. Remember, as the body lifts up, we feel something sink and root into the floor. As the body sinks down, we feel something rise up through the crown of the head. Do one more. Just because they feel so good, we'll let that come to a rest. Tuning into your alignments. Place one hand underneath your belly button, the other hand on top, to really bring your awareness into that space. Watch your breath. And breathe. So excellent work today, guys. Practice this, revisit it. Let me know in the comments what questions you have, which one of these felt the best, which one of these you're not sure about. Hit that like. Again, Qi Gong is meant to be done every day, just like brushing your teeth. This is like brushing your teeth to avoid cavities in your teeth. This is brushing the inside of your body, massaging the organs, the joint spaces throughout the spinal column, really globally throughout the body. And it's only through the consistent daily practice that the true magic happens And I guarantee you, and I can only do that because I've now done this for myself and so many other people, that this works. It's only been around a few thousand years and it just works. But you have to have faith in it, and you have to be diligent and persistent. Reach out with any questions that you guys have. There's a link somewhere on this page if you do want some more private coaching from myself or someone from my team. Other than that, stay tuned, and I will have another video up here real soon. I'm just getting used to this. I appreciate you coming by, and have a wonderful day. Peace.